Hello, Spartans Nation, and welcome to the first exciting edition of Behind the Shield, a show where we're going to take you behind the scenes of your favorite National Arena League team, the Colorado Spartans. My name is Ben Canvasser, the public address announcer for the Colorado Spartans. So thrilled to be with you. We are coming to you live from the Point Bar and Grill in Thornton, Colorado. And folks, if you have not been here, you are missing out. Some of the best food I've ever had, the coldest beers, and so help me God, if you want to watch a sporting event, it is going to be on one of their many TVs. So check them out, the Point Bar and Grill, a new 2027 sponsor of the Colorado Spartans. So with that, let's get into what has happened so far this season and what is going to happen, hopefully, as we go into these playoffs, the second consecutive year that the Colorado Spartans are going to be in the playoffs. And who better to talk behind the shield than with owner Tony Thompson and new general manager Brandon Negron. Guys, thank you for being here at the Point Bar and Grill. So happy to have you with me. First of all, how are things going with you guys?
Man, today's been exciting. We've had a lot of great meetings, and today, out of all days, we talk about what's new and exciting. Is we just had an awesome potential partnership deal with the Broncos organization. So that was a good 2-hour meeting. A lot of wheels turning, a lot of drawing board ideas of how we could work together. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So that so far going into playoffs, we got a lot of meetings just because even though the home season's not done, we're still, we've got our playoff run here. We still work every single day on building 2027 home season. So we got a lot of work that we're still doing every day.
For me, this is right about 30 days since I came on as GM. I love Denver. I'm full in love with the city. I love the team. I love what the team stands for. Just watching them fight this past weekend as we'll talk more about that as we get into talking about the playoff push and stuff. But I just love it here. Opportunity to go live here at a great new partner and just all the things we're trying to do in the community. I couldn't ask for a better place to continue my NAL career.
Absolutely. I'm sure something that everybody who supports the Spartans is probably interested in is how have you handled the altitude in the first 30 days being a guy coming from the plains in Omaha and then previously on the coast in Carolina?
Well, I'm drinking more water.
That's healthy.
So that's good. But no, again, I love it. It's just been great. The community's been so embracing to me coming on and just the love for the team and the growth of the team and the direction we're going. I like the altitude. I like it here a lot.
And Tony, you already talked about turning the page, looking at 2027. Obviously, a big playoff game upcoming against Salina. But just talk about what goes into prepping for another season while the season's currently going on. And, don't want you to give away the farm here, but any changes that you could foresee happening next season as opposed to this season?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So the balance is, the players are here to play now. And we have a big task of winning in playoffs. And as you bring on new potential partners, you want them to see the now, but you also want to try to paint the picture of the future and what we are going to bring to the season next year. So that's the balance that we have on a daily basis is you have to always remember, okay, we're going to be doing this next year compared to now. And everything is to grow and make the product better on and off the field. And what I'm most excited about is the community events that we're going to be planning, working more with the schools and the youth football teams. And I'll wait till another coach's show. We're going to announce a big deal with the Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA to do a lot more events with them as well. So I'm excited. Yeah, I guess I'm excited about the future, but we have a huge task beating Salina coming up in a couple of days. And so for me, yeah, it's a good yin and yang because I love living in the moment, but I also like to look at what we're growing down the road. And it's it's a fun balance. I wish we had a home game coming up, but we don't. So I'm just, I'm excited about what the future holds for us.
Tony, talk to me about. That is a perfect segue to what I've been wanting to ask you. We've been together about 30 days now together. Talk to me about why Denver, right? In 2024, you're in Loveland, and you talked a little bit about today when we met with the Broncos, but elaborate on why Denver and what these last two seasons have meant to you as an owner, and where you see the team now and where you see the team going in the future as you continue to build in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, why Denver? So first of all, I come from a small town in South Dakota, and I always love the small town vibes of like Sioux City, Iowa, for example. We play the Sioux City Bandits. You go there, very much community vibe. They've been there for over 20 years, and so I love that about them. But then again, I've also seen the Arizona Rattlers. I've seen Albany Empire in New York, and you can make it work in both settings. And to me, I like the city vibe. I just think that the city feel of this is there's obviously more population to pull from, but and there's endless partnerships. But I'm trying to continue to grow this thing in a way that we put community first. But there's a lot of resources in Denver. So to me, the resources is the most amazing thing. There's so many different things that we can do to be a part of the community. And so, I chose Denver because, one, let's just say, how about the recent success of the Broncos has been great. Mm-hmm. But for all the years the Broncos didn't have the best of seasons, we'll say, Denver still supported them. So, I come to find out, and then also not to say anything bad about any other potential baseball or baseball team here. And I don't want to knock any sport, but even if the team's not doing good, hey, there's still a bunch of people in the stands. And so I come to find out that Denver and Colorado in general, they just support their teams. And so I knew when we brought a team here that, hey, they're going to probably support us, even if we're doing, not that great. But luckily we have some success, and we keep winning at home. That helps out a lot. We had a great come from behind win this past weekend. So those type of things are exciting, and the fans love that. So I chose Denver because, again, they welcome us, and what's cool is you get to meet great fans, but from all over, all walks of life. For what's different from a small town vibe is, let's just use the Sioux City, Iowa. You have a lot of farming community. Here you might meet the blue-collar worker, you might meet the executive, you might meet the teacher. So it's all different walks of life, and that's what I like about Denver a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the home record, 4-1 in the season at the Coliseum. Huge comeback win this past weekend against the line of the team the Spartans will be going up against in the first round of the playoffs. You stressed about community, and just myself being around the organization over the last month, you really feel that when you walk into the Coliseum. Last week, City of Aurora helped put on an unbelievable vendor event at the Spartans. You talked about it. You came from South Dakota. How easy has it been for you to acclimate yourself into the Denver community and then also feel the love back through these first 3 seasons?
Yeah, I think what how about like the niche that we fit is we are going after the the blue collar worker, the guy that works hard to provide for his family. That's our fans. That's a lot of our fans because we sell a family 4-pack for $100. And again, nothing against any other major pro sports teams, but you're not going to bring a family for $100. And so when I mention that type of stuff, that's what we're going after. And you mentioned like the Aurora Chamber or the Denver Chamber or Broomfield Chamber, any of these chambers, you lead with that. And what's cool is that they reciprocate that back and say, well, we want to support that. Mm-hmm. And so, if I priced it out like, hey, we're $100 a ticket, that's different. And I say, hey, we really want to show the youth the potential of the future that they could be. Not everybody can be a Bronco player, but you might want to grow up to be a Spartan player. Mm-hmm. You talk to my son Zeke, who's 4 years old. He said he wants to be a Spartan player. So, that's the cool aspect of what we bring. And I just think that the community of Denver Metro all over, they've embraced us with our community-first atmosphere that we bring to the table.
Second year in the playoffs. What are your expectations as an owner?
Oh, did my mark go away? Can you hear me now? So second year in the playoffs, all right? What are your expectations as an owner, second year in the playoffs? And then talk a little bit about the growth of the National Arena League as a whole. Get fans excited about continuing to support the league and the Spartans being a part of it.
When we say playoffs, second year in a row, my mind automatically goes back to beginning of the season. We were one of the favorites coming into the season. Paxton Lynch gets hurt, tears something in his knee, and he's out. And then it's like a bad movie where you're like, oh no, how did this happen? And then we start losing, and I'm just, it's one of those things. I'm like, are we gonna make playoffs? And I was really on the fence of, man, I'm always optimistic. Everybody says your team's going to win. You think your team's going to win. I get that. But as an owner, I realistically think, what if we have a losing season? That's horrible. And we start getting to the point midway through the season where we're battling through these wins, or we lose these close ones. And I'm like, man, are we going to make playoffs? And then when we finally clinched, I'm like, oh, thank the Lord. We got into playoffs. So I'm just grateful that we made it to playoffs. But what's crazy is we started on a high. We lost a lot in midseason, and our team is now battling in the right direction, or we're trending in the right direction. Going into playoffs, I think we're the most dangerous team in the league because we do have a killer pass game. We brought in a guy like Tobias Taylor. Shout out to Champ. Bringing in someone like that's going to run the ball. To me, he's the most feared runner in the league. He's a bruiser, and so adding that element to it, and then our defense is starting to click at the right time. Our defense is doing what they need to do to take the ball away. We got guys like Travion Mosby. We could talk about him later, but guys that lead the league in interceptions, I mean, you need that. So what I'm most excited about at playoffs is for us to be some road warriors and win a lot of these games and upset a lot of these teams at their own home.
Yeah, more likely than not, it's going to be 2 road trips to bring home a title for the Spartans, 2 road trips to Kansas nonetheless. But, Tony, really appreciate you joining. You're going to stick around for the next segment. We're going to bring on Kristy Pena from the Point Bar and Grill to talk a little bit about that partnership and what goes into being a Spartan sponsor. But we're going to step aside right now. You are watching Behind the Shield, a presentation from the Colorado Spartans.
Hi, I'm Mindy. I'm owner of Gonzo Screen Printing and Embroidery, and we're here local in Loveland, Colorado. Here at Gonzo Screen Printing and Embroidery, we specialize in custom screen printing and embroidery. So we take your logo and let's put it on some apparel and let's sell attention to your brand, whether you're a landscaping company, a club, a group, or a sports team, like our very own Colorado Spartans. We're super excited to be the Colorado Spartans official merchandise suppliers for the 2nd year. Shields up!
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, don't you forget that love is always coming your way. No matter how far, how broken you are, don't you forget that love is always coming your way. I don't know you, but I know you got tension in your neck. Stressed out, too addicted to your phone to go to bed. If that's you, then take a breath.
I'm Jacob Rumley, orthopedic and spine surgeon at the Center for Spine and Orthopedics, located in North Denver, Colorado. We're locally and veteran-owned for now over 30 years. We specialize in treatments of muscle, bone, and joint injuries for all ages and at all stages of care, from the initial injury through physical therapy and even surgery if needed, and pain management and treatment long-term afterwards. I'm proud to work with and partner with the Spartans football team. Shields up.
Hey guys, my name is Joe. I'm one of the owners here at Shoot Indoors Buckley. We're located in Aurora, Colorado. If you're looking for the best place to shoot in all of Colorado, come check us out at Shoot Indoors Buckley. We got great classes, great memberships, knowledgeable staff, open longer hours than anybody else. And check us out on our website at goshootindoors.com. Go Spartans, shields up.
All right, and we're back behind the shield here at the Point Bar and Grill in Thornton. We are now joined by the owner of this establishment, Kristy Pena. Kristy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So glad to have you. Yes. Tell us a little bit about the history of the Point. I know when I first met you, you gave me a little bit of a history about the establishment. So kind of take us to what has us here today.
How far do you want to go back?
As far as you want to go. This is your show.
All right. Well, it all kind of started out. Like I kind of told you in our initial meeting, I was never meant to be here. I kind of just came from a background. I was going through some. Life was lifing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I had recently lost my mother. I was going through a divorce. I worked a part-time job in a little diner, and I had my employer who kept on pursuing me. Kristy, I love your work ethic. I love your vibe. Like, I love your energy. I want to go into business with you. At the time, I was like, no, like, I'm good. Like, I have so much stuff going on. I'm good. So Kristy, look at this. Kristy, look at that. No. Continued to decline offers. He presented this bar to me, and I was like, okay, this is more up my alley. So we came, we looked at it, we discussed numbers, and it sounded like a great deal. And weeks went by, didn't hear nothing. The conversation kind of ended and didn't really talk about it ever again. I got a call about 6 weeks later. Hey, Kristy, we closed today. What? We closed. So we made the purchase without my knowledge, which ended up kind of being a very awful situation, but it kind of ended up being a blessing in disguise. Within 6 weeks, I got burned for about $175,000. They took the little bit I had left of my deceased mother. He used it as collateral for debt that he accumulated through the deal, and he disappeared. So I had an option. Do I give up? Do I file bankruptcy? Do I lose my home? What do I do? So I decided to keep going. I quit my day job. I quit the 3 jobs that I worked, actually, and I went full force here. This time last year, I was operating with about $37 in my account across personal, business. I had nothing. $37 is all I had. And here we are. A year later, we are woman-owned and operated. And I am just trying to bring something special to the community. This bar has history. Everybody knows the point as a negative environment. So my goal was to come in here and just to transpire this run-down building into something amazing and positive for my community, mainly focusing on women. Women don't go out as often because they don't feel safe. So this is a women's bar. They could come here and go be free, do what they want, and be safe doing it, and they get to go home to their normal life when they're done. So you come here and you be yourself, you wild out. You could be mellow, you could be crazy, you could be wild, whatever it is that you want to be. I just want everybody to come here and just be able to be themselves, 100%. No judgment, and that's just kind of what we're working towards right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, we love that. At our organization, we're very big on women's empowerment as well. We have arguably the best dance team in the National Arena League by far and away, and I can say that with a little bit of experience, having been part of 2 organizations prior to here. The Spartans dance team is something incredible. Talk about partnering with the Spartans, what led you to make the decision to do so, and what you envision will happen as we continue to grow this partnership over not just this season, but you and I talked about many seasons beyond that. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay. I think that y'all had joined my life. I think it's a blessing. I have a new bartender who kind of did the introduction, so I'm super happy. Kudos to my bartender, to Pena. She had introduced me to y'all, and I just think just with the initial meeting, I love the energy. I love what you are bringing to the community. I love how it is, family focused, and I just feel like it really collides with my goal.
Yeah. Tony, talk about, when we talk about partnerships, we always talk about partnering with the right organizations that kind of fit the culture and the mission of the Spartans. What about the point stands out to you when you think about what we are as a team and where we're trying to go as an organization? And maybe just talk about partnerships in general. We don't just open the door for everybody, right? You've got to be the right organization, the right program to partner with our program. Talk about how the point reflects that and where you hope to see this go.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about the point is I moved just north of here. What's the crossroad here?
100th and Colorado Boulevard.
100th, yeah. And I'm on 130th, so I'm just north of here. So my history research that I've done is that everybody knows the point. And so if the community knows this location, then we preach that we're community first. Then we want to be where the community's at. Whether that's on a Friday night or Saturday night and they come out to enjoy some music, but everybody knows this is the corner spot to be, then we want to be there. That's where we want the Spartans to be. And a year ago, we housed the players a couple blocks away from here. So that's how I first found out about the point. So now having an awesome owner like Kristy, just meeting her, has been great. But and then what this is going to turn into is we also need our sponsors. I call you corporate partners, what I call you, okay? My corporate partners, I need you to become cheerleaders for us as well. And I know I'm going to get that in Kristy after just meeting her and the amazing staff, all the women that work here. I know they're going to tell people about, hey, have you heard about the Spartans? We're proud sponsors of the Spartans. And I don't care if I'm telling Fox this or who I'm telling it, but I say we're building this organization one fan at a time, and eventually I'm going to turn around and see we built something pretty cool. But just like I'm doing that, now having extra people in my corner telling other people about it to help that one fan at a time mentality. And then same thing, vice versa. I just connected her with another great sponsor, Rhonda Fisher, a service master, to invite her to a community event or a mixer event, but there's 150 other businesses. Now, if the 150 businesses come and they see who you are, see your outstanding personality, and then they start doing community stuff here as well, that's what it is. That's what sponsorship's all about, is how do we help each other. There's got to be a partnership here.
Yep.
And so being able to provide some food, a great spot to shoot the coaches show, I think is awesome, but I think that she's like a great fit for what we got going on.
100%.
Yeah.
Kristy, take us through a week at the Point. Obviously, part of our goal is to fill this place, right? We want to continue to bring not just Spartan fans, but anybody in the community that's watching the show. Take us through a week. I know today's Taco Tuesday. I think on Wednesday you got Dollar Wings. Tell us about some of the promos during the week and what fans can expect when they come visit the Point.
Yes, sir. We have something special going on every single day of the week, and it is made for everybody, every budget. I try to keep everything really well diverse, affordable. And so Monday we like to focus on, we do like beer pong, and we switch up our food specials, but 7 days a week we have a happy hour. So we do a morning happy hour from 11 to 2, and then again from 4 to 6. That's 7 days a week. And then, like he said, Taco Tuesdays. Tuesday we have $2 tacos and $2 tostadas. Wednesday we have a killer karaoke and $1 wings and $5 whiskeys. Thursday is our old school night. We bring in an old school DJ. He kind of mixes it up. We have
What's considered old school now?
Why? Well, you know.
90s?
We do everything.
Okay.
From 70s, 80s, 90s.
It's okay to tell him that the 90s is old. He'll be
Yeah.
all right.
It
He'll
is,
be all
it
right.
is. But we just do. We have an amazing DJ on Thursday nights, and he kills it.
Nice.
The energy is amazing. We're really building that up. I was also trying to incorporate a bike night. So if you have any sort of bike, I encourage you to come out, join us for bike night. Thursdays. Friday is ladies' night. Ladies drink for free from 10 to midnight every single Friday. But also, because we are women-owned and operated, women get to buy one, get one free 7 days a week.
Nice.
No matter what it is.
Okay.
But for free on Friday nights.
On Friday nights.
Saturday is just I try to do like a theme night. Like we do we'll do a glow party, or we do all white party, pink party. I'm planning a luau this summer. But really trying to bring something new to the table. We have an Elvis tribute coming that was taking place this Friday. So we have Elvis coming out. We have comedy shows coming up. I'm really introducing live music to the Point, so live bands. June is my 1 year anniversary, so every single weekend in June we have something live going on. Yep.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
First arena game you went to this past Saturday?
So fun.
Did you love it?
So fun.
Yes.
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 So glad to have you.
Hold on,
Excited.
are
Go
you a
ahead.
football-
Oh,
are you a
yeah.
football
Go for
fan?
it.
I am a football
Okay.
fan. Bronco fan.
Broncos all the way.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to clap for them because we had a good meeting today.
Yeah.
So go Broncos.
Yeah.
I hope my kids aren't watching. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Kristy, thank you for everything. We're so excited about this partnership. 2027, Behind the Shield, live inside scoop on everything Spartans throughout the entire season. We're going to be doing a lot here in the off season. We're talking about a networking event here in July. You just heard all the different things that they do here at the Point, Thornton, Colorado, 100th and Colorado Boulevard. Come here. There's something to do every night. Kristy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope this is the beginning of just something that's just prosperous and exciting and fun, and we're just so grateful to have you.
I feel it.
Yes, ma'am.
We're
Thank
doing
you
it.
so much. All right, when we come back, Ben's back. We recap Week 13 and our playoff push as we take on Salina this Sunday at the Tony's Pizza, whatever it is. It's in Salina, kids. It's 4 o'clock on Sunday. We'll be back in a minute.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Sherry, General Manager here at Total Beverage in Westminster, Colorado. Looking for the best selection and lowest prices in Denver? Come visit Total Beverage in Westminster, conveniently located at 92nd Sheridan, right off Highway 36. We are Colorado's largest selection of local craft beer, world-class wines, and rare spirits you won't find in the grocery store. Whether you're planning a party, searching for something special, or just stocking up, we've got you covered. Proudly family-owned and rooted in Colorado, we believe in giving back to the community we call home. Total Beverage, bigger selection, best prices, and Colorado proud. We are super excited to partner with the Colorado Spartans for the best selection and the best prices. Come on down to Total Beverage here in Westminster. Shields up.
'Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite. TNT, gonna win the fight. TNT, got my power low. TNT, watch me explode. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me?
Welcome back to Behind the Shield here from the Point Bar and Grill, the beautiful Point Bar and Grill, as you just heard from the last segment with owner Kristy Pena. Now we're going to get into another topic as we welcome to Colorado officially Brandon Negron. Brandon's up here again. Did a great job hosting. You came off that last segment really rattled. I don't know why. Everything sounded great to us.
Appreciate that.
And, you know, if hopefully coaching in GM is continuing in your future, because if it's
so
not,
too.
then this side of the table is absolutely for
we'll
you.
stick to GM and coaching. Thank you.
All right, so we talked about in the first segment, you've been here for about 30 days.
Yeah.
You said how great it's been. I wanted to get into some of the nitty-gritty about your career. Former assistant coach of the year in the NAL, former coach of the year in the NAL. You took over Omaha last year, took them to a championship game. Unfortunately, did not go your way.
Yeah.
But now that you come to Colorado and you kind of work yourself into more of a front office role, what has that, I guess, change been like for you?
Yeah. So I think what I've learned, this is just the football gods are a fickle bunch, man. They change things on the drop of a hat, right? So it's been a whirlwind. But, you know, like you said, I was in a championship game last year. My season as a coach didn't start out the way I wanted it to, and you know, I found myself on the market. I think from a longevity standpoint, Ben, like I'm excited about being in Colorado in an executive role because I think coaching does have an expiration date. I don't know that I won't coach again. Right now, that's not where my head is at. But I love it. I mean, I love the role that I'm in. I have an opportunity to really ingratiate myself in a community I think that's going to really take on the Spartans and really embrace indoor football. I think we have a really good thing going here. And so being one of the faces of that in the front office has been a welcome transition. I owe a lot to Tony Thompson as an owner to kind of take me on at a point where, you know, I don't want to use a low point, but look, you get relieved of duties. It's not positive, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a tough adjustment. But he brought me here. He brought me in. He embraced me. The teams embraced me. The partners have embraced me. The community's embraced me. So I'm excited about the future. I'm thankful.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about this being a good spot to be in. Throughout your career, you've been known as a locker room guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from a GM standpoint, you are constructing that locker room. How do you feel that your experience being in the trenches with the guys on a daily basis can translate to building a championship roster?
So I think that anybody that plays the indoor game and is pursuing their dream via this method knows this is hard. And so what I've always wanted to do is eliminate as many of the hardships for the players as I can. Now in a GM role, I also want to eliminate those hardships for the coaches, right? I've never really had someone eliminating the hardships for me because I've been the coach. My focus has been on putting the right benefits in place for the players. That's where my focus is. I want the guys to be able to think only about football and what the goal for the team is on the field, right? Now, with that, they have to do some significant things off the field. They have to do the right thing off the field. So we're gonna put some things in place to articulate that with the guys, especially going into next season. Like I'm here at the tail end of the season. There's not much we need to change right now. We need to focus on beating Salina. But as we go into the off season, I definitely want to put some things in place that ingratiate these guys in the community, where they realize how important they are to the growth of the team. And then conversely, for doing that work off the field, I want to give them the benefits that they need. They need to be fed properly. They need to be housed properly. We are the only unionized team in the league, so there's a ton of benefits from that, from a working perspective. Prehab, rehab, where we train, all that stuff. These are all things we're going to look at in the offseason, and given my time and experience in the league, I'm hoping to enhance that for Coach Shaw and the rest of the guys.
Absolutely, and you talked about your time in the rest of the league. Obviously, Omaha is one of the beacons for how successful an organization can be in the NAL, their longevity, their championship pedigree, having a down year in their standards this season, but last year, once again, as we mentioned, on the doorstep of another championship. I don't want you to give away the book or the method of your madness, but what are some things that you could take away from your time at Omaha and bring here to Denver?
It was a full year of education, right? So from a business perspective, one thing I learned from Ricky Burtz, the ownership there, working in the front office, is just execution, right? Deliver on what you promise, right? You partner with people. They're counting on you to receive some sort of ROI from the partnership, and you want to be able to deliver on that promise and just lead with integrity, lead with high character, be a true partner, right? Not a burden, but a partner. From a football perspective, we may have some philosophical differences. Look, at the end of the day, Omaha's philosophy is win. I didn't do that, right? Now, player development and building longevity within the group that represents the Shield is important to me. Somewhere along the line, there were some differences in philosophy, which has me here today. Omaha's loss, I hope, becomes Colorado's benefit. But again, I learned that you don't have to necessarily sacrifice winning to get what you want. I think that's a testament to what Omaha has done since I left there. They were able to right the ship. You figure out what your fit is, right? I think since coming to Denver, I've now figured out what my fit was. And I'm not saying I didn't have a fit in Omaha. I took that team to a championship in 2025, and I'll always remember that. But, I want to be in an organization where I feel like longevity is an attainable goal. And I think with Tony, we have a like-minded vision for the business. We have a like-minded vision for football. Coach Shaw and I have a like-minded vision for football. I mean, what he did with the team on Saturday, overcoming being down 16 at half against the Hall of Fame coach in Haran O'Neal, that's nothing to scoff at. I don't think people realize how good of a coach Coach Shaw really is. I want to be here to help him with that. And I think that Tony has provided me the environment to do so. Maybe some things that I wasn't provided in Omaha, and I'm not knocking Omaha by any means. I just think that you figure out your fit. I feel like my fit is here.
Yeah, and we hope, the longevity standpoint, obviously in the NAL, teams come and go, and the Spartans looking to be one of those constants in this league as it continues to grow. You talked a little bit about Coach Shaw. Have you guys spoken thus far about roster creation, style of play, things like that, during the offseason you might butt heads a little bit on in terms of creative differences, but has those conversations begun as, we enter the playoff standpoint, but also with an eye on 2027?
Yeah. So Coach Shaw and I have a lot of history. It goes back to when he was at San Antonio and I was in Carolina. We're football coaches. We coach a violent game. We're always going to butt heads. But it's good now. Like, it's kind of cool now. We're on the same page as far as what I hope he puts out on the field in terms of a product. I think Coach Shaw, whether he wants to admit it or not, because, you know, he's a guarded guy, you know, a little bit of the hat tip is just bringing in Tobias Taylor. Like, Tobias Taylor is like a son to me. And seeing him don the same uniform that now I'm the GM for, you know, it means more to me than football. What I love about Coach Shaw and what he's doing within the locker room is I genuinely believe the players are behind him. And I'm used to that, right? I'm typically pretty good at building a locker room where the players are behind you. I think that's important. But he's also no nonsense, right? I got to really see it when we went to Omaha, and he was like, "Look, it's personal. You need to be out here with me. You know, tell me what you see, this, that, whatever." But I got to see just inside his locker room and what he allowed me to be a part of. And even though it wasn't the result that we wanted, I see he's building this in the right direction. I think the other thing that stands out, and this should give all the fans that ever are wondering about. We are in an industry where coaches change typically on an annual basis. There's very few teams that have coaches maintain longevity with the team they're with, regardless of results. The NAL has been pretty good about that. Haran O'Neal's been with Salina forever. Irv Strobean's been with Sioux City forever. Coach Shaw's been with the team since inception. I think Tony and Coach Shaw get it. This can't happen overnight all the time, right? So it's an expansion team in 2024. They make great strides at 2025, and now here we are at 2026, getting ready to start another playoff run. Continuity is important, right? And so Coach Shaw believes in that. You look at that from a roster perspective. We don't have a ton of roster turnover over here in Colorado. Clearly, Tony believes in that as he's kept Coach Shaw and worked with him to help continue to build the program. They're working together, and now I get to be a part of that, right? And so I think if we just stick together, stick to the game plan, create that environment of continuity, you're going to see something. Look, nobody wants to face this team right now in the playoffs. We are loaded with talent, and nobody sees us coming, and I love that.
And you talk about the talent, you talk about players. Through the first 30 days, and you've been in the league, which players in this locker room really grab your attention? Like, give me one or two guys real quick.
Yeah, defensively, Sam Hammond for sure. I got Travion Mosby sitting right over here.
Got him right here.
Right there. You know, Deonte Rarrieck is sitting over there. You know, I tried to get him to come to Omaha for months, and he wouldn't come. And that's okay. We're going to talk about that later. No, I'm just kidding. But I think it speaks volume to his experience in Colorado to come back here, right? And then you look on the offensive side of the ball, you know, Stephen Newbold's been here since the beginning, right? You know, you look at Falioga Russell, we call him Jug. I had him in Carolina. He's been here for the last several years, right? These guys come here and they stick here, and I think that's going to produce results. I think teams go wrong when they become very transactional and rotate out the roster week in and week out. These guys don't do that, and even when the guys leave here, they come back. So I'm excited about the future.
Speaks to the organization.
Yep.
You mentioned Travion Mosby. We're going to have him back on the show
yeah.
when we return. Tony Thompson's going to come back as we talk about the comeback victory over Salina, and we preview.
So I can eat tacos now.
You can go eat tacos.
Yes.
You can enjoy a
Taco
beer,
Tuesday at the Boyd.
whatever you want. We're going to step aside when we come back. Travion Mosby, Tony Thompson. We're going to break down Week 13 and look ahead to the playoffs.
Shields
You're
up,
watching
baby.
Behind the Shield. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben.
We are ServiceMaster DSI, and we're located in Aurora, Colorado, off of I-70 in Chambers. My name is Rhonda Fisher. I am the Business Development Manager for ServiceMaster DSI.
My name is Jason Catlett. I am the branch manager for ServiceMaster DSI. We specialize in disaster restoration, including water, fire, mold, biohazard, trauma cleanup. We're here to help for whatever emergency service needs you have.
Toss left, toss left. Are you kidding me? That's Sam Hammond's side. He's Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Guys, think about it. Let's be the general president. International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Sean O'Brien. Button up your chin straps. Teamsters are a full contact sport.
Teamsters on three, Teamsters on me. 1, 2, 3. Teamsters!
Green. Leaner, meaner, greener. We'll leave football to the football players and leave contracts to the Teamsters. We'll have your backs just like you had mine today.
Spartan Nation, this is the guy with mad stuff. From game day thrills to everyday goals, we want you to live well, play well, and move better. Supporting our local athletes, communities, that's what we do. At MedStuff, we believe healthcare is about people first. We treat every patient like our teammate with respect, compassion, and reliable care. Your health, your team, your move. Visit us today. We got you. If you or your family needs any medical equipment or supplies and you have Medicare or Medicaid, give us a call at 303-333-2035 and let's get this journey started today. Shields up.
Welcome back to the Point Bar and Grill and Behind the Shield as we look back on week 13 against Salina and then preview the playoff game upcoming this weekend against the Salina Liberty. And who better to do it with Deonte, Rarrieck, and Travion Mosby. Guys, welcome to Behind the Shield. So happy to have you here.
Appreciate it, man.
So, Deonte, I'm going to start with you.
Deonte,
apologies. Second stint with the Spartans. Had a brief time with the Pueblo Punishers. How does it feel to be back in Denver?
Honestly, it just feels like I'm back home in a way. The arena, the fans, still got some of the same fans and sponsors from the first season when I was here. So it's kind of like just jumping back into the same pool that you know how to swim in.
Travion, I want to ask a quick question of you as well. 7 interceptions this season. Last year, I remember we were at one of the sponsorship events. We were talking about you potentially being the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Right back in that same situation. How has this season gone for you so far?
It's been a blessing first and foremost. I feel like I try to give my all out each and every game for my team to be able to compete. Missed a few plays, but if you ask me, there wasn't a better Defensive Player of the Year this year.
All right, so let's talk about Salina. We're not going to talk about the first half. I want to know, I don't need to hear the exact words because I'm pretty sure half of them we can't say on this show.
Right.
But what was the message that Coach Shaw gave you guys at halftime down 16?
Basically how you want to be remembered here in the city of Denver. Can't go out like that, and we don't lose at the crib. Can't, so everybody had to lock in and just give a little bit more, just rally and fight together.
And then obviously a massive change on the defensive side of the ball, 3 turnovers. Talk a little bit about the effort in the secondary between you and Steven with 2 big interceptions.
Best athletes, on the team in the nation. That's just how I feel. So I know for a fact with Steve back there right next to me, I don't have to worry at all. And you see he made one of the biggest plays of the game, closing it out. The whole defense, the whole secondary itself, we had to get way more physical. We were just being weak, being weenies, man. And we just had to tighten up. And my brother came in, tightened up, and that's just what all I can say, man. Everybody locked in and stepped up to the assignment.
Yeah, it seemed like in the first half there was a lot of screen passes, a lot of toss plays that Salina was running. It seemed like the front four on the defensive side really cracked down, and that forced them to throw, which I'm sure you and Steve were really licking your chops, waiting to get kind of those plays over the middle. Deonte, joining the team so late in the season, how has it been starting working with the offense and learning the playbook?
Well, honestly, first day, I knew the playbook still, so it wasn't.
Not a lot of turnover from year to year?
Nah, nothing changed for me, just understanding the route tree, the expectations from me for Coach Shaw. And then, just knowing that what I'm coming into, you already got a good group of guys on the offense, star players on the defense. So it's like just going in, and I know that my number going to be called at any point in the time. So getting in and making a huge difference in the whole situation.
Let's talk about Salina a little bit. Not the game. Obviously, it was an incredible comeback. 4-1 at home this season.
Yeah.
Now flipping the script, 1-4 on the road. You go to Salina. It was a close game the first time you played out there. I believe the final score is 42-48.
Yes, sir.
What needs to change in terms of preparation or something to maybe get the jump you're looking for on the road?
I'll say just coming out strong, physical. As soon as the kickoff, we don't like to put pieces of the game together. We like to play 2 quarters and then we die out in the second half, or vice versa. So if we can come together and put up a complete game, they don't stand a chance.
So the franchise looking for their first playoff win.
Yeah.
Last year fell on the road to Omaha.
Yes, sir.
Has the prep this week been any different? Has the tempo been ratcheted up a little bit more with the playoffs right around the corner?
I think so, honestly. I think just a couple guys who understand what playoffs feel like, and then some guys who just, want to see what the playoff them can really do. You know, the numbers reset, like they say. So, hey, the best of the best each week until it's time to go put that ring on.
Yeah, man, everybody just locked in. We had 2 practices already this week, and they've been pretty intense. The focus has been on point, and we get started with our coaching staff. Coach Shaw, Coach AJ, Coach Kev. They do a great job at making sure that the players got what they need. The players is focused. Any adjustments need to be made. They do a great job at that. So everybody from the owners, from the GMs, everybody who's supported with us, everybody locked in right now.
Well, that's great to hear, and I'm sure everybody at home watching is thrilled to hear that as well.
Yeah.
I want one player from each of you, somebody who may have flown under the radar, who you expect to be the superstar in these playoffs, and you can't say yourselves.
You already know I was finna say your boy, but
I saw it in your eyes the second I was thinking of that question.
I'm gonna say my dog right here to the left from me. He's gonna be huge for us. I already know he's gonna make a few plays, and it's gonna be one of the reasons why we win the game. So I'm gonna go with my dog to the left.
It'd be real uncomfortable if you didn't say him right now.
I know. I honestly know that he's gonna kick it in 3 notches for these next couple weeks. Honestly, he's a younger player and he has a lot of drive behind it too. So, that's good to have around. So I definitely think Timo is gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be I like we used to do back in 24 with the Spartans the first year. I like to compete.
Yeah.
With my teammates.
Yeah.
It's fun,
It's fun.
Like it's just we holding each other accountable and at a high standard. So that's probably why we picked each other on this one.
I was gonna say I knew instantly when I said you can't pick yourselves. I had a feeling it was gonna be one of each of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Pivoting away from the game this weekend, I want to understand a little bit more about the life in the NAL with you guys chasing your dream to continue to play football.
Yeah.
And how that day-to-day looks.
Honestly, bro, you just got to take care of your body because you never know when a call, say, back outside, what happened. Because, I'm still young, so the goal is to get back outside, you feel me? So you stay healthy, hit the gym, eat the right things, try to stay out of trouble. And still be a professional athlete, because that's what you is at the end of the day. This is your job, what you get paid to do, and that's second for me. I love it. Like it's so fun to me. So just continue to have the love of the game, bro. It's gonna take you a long way. Like you ain't even gonna trip off the pay or anything, because you want to compete at the highest level and at least get to the highest level.
Opportunity.
Yeah. For sure.
Deonte, same question for you.
Honestly, it's kind of like the same thing. I just recently came from, before I even joined or jumped into the Arena Football League, I was playing in a similar field style, like small ball flag football. I was going to the USA events and playing in the pro competitive leagues, and it's kind of like the same thing as that, just with some pads on and a wall, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I think just preparing and knowing the arena you're going to play in too is huge all the time. So just the preparation part of it is going to do enough for itself to show. So
yeah, you make another great point. This is honestly leading me into my next question, but what is the mental change that goes into playing full 100-yard football to playing in more of arena style with those boards?
The body.
Yeah.
The body, the physical aspect, the mental aspect. That's not a 50-yard field you got to run for. You know, you got to get all the way down 100 yards. And you got 11 guys on 11 guys, so it's just it's constant bruising. Now, granted, the indoor is 50, and you still got to be well conditioned because it's high pace. But
high pace for sure.
But the outdoor is just just more stamina based and making sure you're taking care of that body for sure.
I would say playing indoor is it's like a bit faster.
Yeah.
So it could be able to help you translate into your outdoor game, just being a little bit more patient because there's nobody running at you full speed. So if somebody would have picked me up, I'm ready. But yeah, you feel me? It's just a little bit faster, so you got to be on your P's and Q's, man. Like especially at the DB position, because like you said, it's 50 yards, so that's a touchdown. That's not just 50 yards and then you could tackle them.
Yeah.
No, that's a brrr. So you gotta be on your P's and Q's for sure.
And I also feel like in like the DB spot, you really get to work and showcase your one-on-one ability.
Got to
really showcase, let that dog out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 95% of the time those balls are thrown to the corner of the end zone, and it's just one-on-one hand combat.
Every time.
And from what I've seen over the last couple of weeks I've been in the building, a lot of the times they let the contact go.
Mm-hmm.
Our boy Steven got.
Whoa. Do we got to go there or no?
No.
All right, cool. Because that's insane. But, hey, man. It's tough out there. But, like I said, just being focused, man. Like you said, you got the high motion coming at you super fast. So just making sure you don't give up the inside leverage and you should be ready to go.
Absolutely. Well, Deonte, Travion, really appreciate you joining us here on this first edition of Behind the Shield. Folks, that is going to do it here from the Point Bar and Grill in Thornton, Colorado. Spartans, Liberty. Playoffs coming up this weekend. Should be a good one. Spartans looking to get their first playoff win in franchise history, and we can't wait to watch it. Behind the Shield is going to be a pillar of the Spartans organization going forward, and we can't wait for everybody to keep watching and keep joining us every single week from the Point Bar and Grill. But my name is Ben Canvasser. For Tony Thompson, for everybody here at the Point Bar and Grill, I'm talking about Brandon Negron as well, who's shyly drinking his beer behind the camera. Thank you so much. Good night, and go Spartans.
Shields up.
Shields up, man. Let's do it.